Welcome to the channel. You're watching Texas Silver. It is Sunday, the 12th of, what are we in? We're in October now. Reason why I say that, and it's about 9 o'clock Central Time as I make this video. The only reason why I'm saying that, and I may start dating my videos. I used to not, but I think I'm going to do it now just because the prices on these metals are just violently going up and pulling back, and they're all over the place. So I don't want someone to watch the video and be like, oh bro, you said silver was this, and you know, whatever. So at the time of this recording, silver is up 85 cents and gold's up $40. And it was crazy because earlier today, I believe gold, right when the market opened, I think gold immediately went red. I think silver near about went red. I was trying to watch it, but I was dealing with things around the ranch and the house and stuff. But point being, I've been watching it since the market opened here in Texas. It opens at 5, but it'll jump up 20 cents, come down 20 cents, go up 30 cents, down 20. It's just been all over the place. But yes, as of right now, silver is up almost $1 and gold is up $40. So anyways, we'll get into that a little bit more in the video, but just crazy times. I think it's going to get crazier. I think these metals are going to keep going up, obviously pullbacks as we go. But I want to address a couple things on this video. Oh, and if you're new to the channel, thanks for being here, watching the channel. Hopefully you like it. You subscribe to the channel, share the videos, all that stuff. Comment below. Speaking of comments, that's what I want to talk about first. For the most part, I get positive comments. Every once in a while, I'll get negative comments, or I don't know, someone may be challenging what information I put out. And the reason why I address this, one, because I like the comments, because one, it keeps me honest, because I don't know everything. Sometimes I misspeak, and sometimes I get bad information, or an individual has better information than what I put out. So I don't mind the negative comments. Comment whatever you want. I don't delete comments or anything like that. But it also gives me something to talk about, because sometimes I'm like, man, what am I going to do a video about? Lately, there's a lot to do videos about. So then it also comes down to time restraint. But anyways, that's why I address it. It's not that they're bothering me or that these people are trolling me. It's just, sometimes it's just a good topic. So I mention it just so y'all know where it stems from. Also, it allows me, sometimes I'll cover a point and I don't really elaborate or expand on it. And so sometimes, like in my mind, I've covered it really well, but sometimes I don't really cover a point well or expand on it. And so it allows me to be like, oh yeah, I should explain that better. Or maybe I didn't expand, or I didn't explain it well. So I'm all about it. Put whatever you want in the comments. I welcome all comments. Let's see. Oh, also, this is another thing. This is a positive. In the very beginning, when I started my channel, you know, a lot of people found out I was in law enforcement, and there was a handful of negative comments about bad cops and this and that and the other. And you know what? Yes, there are the bad 10% in every field, to include cops. I know my agency does the best to weed those individuals out in the during the hiring process. But yeah, we get officers that do, you know, not good things, and the department is good about, you know, getting rid of them. So, and they hold us to a very high standard, and I want to think that I'm one of the good guys. Yes, I've had to put cuffs on people, and I've issued tickets, you know, that's just part of the job. But I think I'm very fair and all that. But anyways, I have actually gotten some of the trolls to end up like, man, Aaron's good to go. He's, you know, he's a good dude. Yeah, he's the real deal, you know, whatever. So I like that opportunity to be able to clear stuff up. But I assure you, I am one of the good guys. Obviously, I have a job to do, but I want to say that I'm fair, and I try to do my job straightforward and follow the Constitution, all that stuff. Enough about that. So Max Kaiser, if you don't know who that is, he is a huge Bitcoin supporter. He's been pushing cryptos and this and that and the other. He's actually the advisor to the president of El Salvador. The reason why I mention this is he is a huge crypto advocate, but he's also a huge silver advocate. He was the one that did the JP Morgan ordeal in 2010, 2011. And he was pushing on all of his social media platforms and all that for individuals to buy physical silver to force JP Morgan to sell to cover their short positions. So that was back then. Well, now he is telling people to sell XRP and buy physical silver. So there's going to be so much money pouring into this. And what I think is also going to happen, and I've been, I talked to Jeremiah about this and some of my other friends, but I think what's going to happen is a lot of people are going to sell out of these cryptos. I kind of wish I had got into the crypto thing in the beginning, sold at the highs and then rolled it into metal. But unfortunately, I've been metal the whole time. Do I regret it? No, not necessarily. But I think I would have more metal if I did that. But at the time, I just didn't trust it. I still don't trust them now. But I'm not going to get into a real in-depth conversation about that. But where I'm going with all this is I think there's going to be a lot of individuals that sell the cryptos and come over into the metals, which is going to be, originally I thought cryptos possibly were invented or created, whatever, to take the wind out of the sails for metals, which it did, because when all this stuff was going on with COVID and all this garbage, a lot of that money, a lot of that fiat, I think, would have gone into the metals, but instead it went into crypto. And so that's why I think metals have been sucking hind tit. But I think now people are starting to realize that where they need to be are in the metals, or they're just starting to hear the hype and they want to be a part of it. But either way, I think a lot of cryptos are going to be sold and move into metals, which that's a pretty substantial amount of money that's going to come over into the gold and silver space. So again, all this stuff that's going on, I think is just going to keep pushing these metals. And I really think you're running out of time to get these metals for double digits. I think it's going to be triple digit very soon. I think you got a little bit of time, but I think if you buy now, you're pretty much going to be buying at the highs. I think it's just going to keep making higher highs and higher lows. But this isn't financial advice. I'm not a financial planner. Again, this is what I'm doing. So do what is best for you and your family and your situation. But yeah, so I think there's going to be more and more capital that's going to roll into these metals. So get it if you want it. Let's see, where are we at on that? I got my trusty notes, so I'm just making sure I don't miss stuff. But yeah, lately the metals have been really volatile, but whenever they pull back, quickly they're back up to where they're at and they keep going higher. So if we do get a pullback, it's a godsend and it's a gift, and I would take advantage of it. So I think that's it with that. Premiums. I talked about this a couple videos ago, but as the prices of these metals go up, the premiums are going to go up as well. I was on SD Bullion's site tonight, and they're charging almost $10 over spot now for an Eagle. Now, granted, that's if you buy a lower amount. I think it's 1 to 19. It's that price point. And as you buy more, the premium comes down a little bit, but still $10. So I want to say a couple months ago, it was like $4 or $5 over spot. So the premiums are going up. These dealers are experiencing shortages and explosions. Your coin shops are getting, I was watching a video earlier, and most of the videos that they had been putting out, everyone was coming in to sell. Well, now everyone's coming in to buy. So John Q. Public is waking up to silver and gold, and people are going to get excited about it, and these metals are going to keep going. So again, it may be the time to get it if you're wanting it. Again, if you're wanting it. I'm not telling you that's what you need to do. Okay, speaking of SD bullion, I talked about this in my last couple videos. I do have an unboxing to do, which I'm going to do right here. Reason I do this on camera is just so y'all know that I'm doing this myself. I'm not telling y'all to do it, and I'm not doing it myself. But anyways, so there was a pretty good deal on these. Probably everyone knows what this is if you follow the channel, because I've already talked about what it is. But if you haven't, then it will be a surprise. But a lot of times SD bullion and other companies will have sales, and that's normally what I get. So I don't specifically buy a certain thing. I normally look at something that I would buy already but has a sale going on. So again, packaged well. Let's see. And I'm not using my big knife today. Sorry, this thing's just easier, and that other thing's probably dangerous trying to open these boxes. But let's see. And I haven't bought any of this in a while, but it was a deal at spot, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna jump on that. Now I kind of wish I had waited, maybe, even though the cost of the metals have gone up. But they had another deal at spot, same thing. It was just different. I'm about to show you, so I'll tell you what I'm talking about. So I got it's 5 pounds and 5 pounds, 8.9 ounces of Kennedy halves. I don't know if you can read that, but $100 face. I'll go ahead and open this up. So I love constitutional or junk silver. I've gone over the many reasons why, but a lot of times, at least lately, you can, you can get these at a good price. The premiums are normally pretty low because, man, some of these are in really good condition. Another reason why I like the Kennedys, though, is they were in circulation for not that long. I don't know if y'all can see that, but anything 1964 and earlier with your quarters, dimes, half dollars, silver dollars were 90% silver. But yeah, these are all, from what I can see, most of these are in really good condition. But I kind of wish I had waited for the quarters just because I have more transactions with that. But yeah, if you can see you can see that it's silver on these, but these are very recognizable. They've been in circulation, they're trusted, they're hard to counterfeit, and I just think it's a good way to go. But so that's that. Now, talking about unboxings, let's see. So I did another, actually, before I get ahead of myself, it was back in September when I made this purchase. I think it was on the 22nd, and this came in the mail last Friday. So look at how long it took for these coins to get here. The other purchase I made, it took about 7 days from when they cashed my electronic check to where it showed up on my front door. So this one I think took about 2 weeks, and a lot has happened in the last 2 weeks. So the wait times are probably even more. So, and that's going to continue to happen. They're going to run out of product. There's going to be shortages, longer wait times. So again, if you want the metals, get the metals. Okay, speaking of, and let me get my notes so I don't mess this up. Okay, the coins that I unboxed last time, one, they threw me for a loop. I didn't go back and watch that video, but this is not what I was expecting. I have one of them here and I'm about to go over it. Really neat, cool coin. But I was expecting Maple Leaves or Cougarans or, some Britannias. I didn't know what, because it said coins. But anyways, I'm going to go over this. I'm going to show it to you again, but I did this unboxing, it's probably, 2 weeks ago. So check that video out if you want, if you didn't see it. But on the front, there is a ram. And then on the back, so this is the seal of that country. I guess it's an island off of New Zealand, but I don't know if y'all got a good look at that. But I did some research on this coin, and that's why I'm bringing it back out to show y'all. And I really, really love this coin, and I'm about to go over the reasons why. So first of all, it was 4 nines fine. Your Eagles are 3 nines fine. So I don't think there's much of a difference between 3 and 4 nines fine, but it's just a even higher purity of silver. But the coin is from the Truth series, and only SD Bullion sells these coins. They're minted by the Sunshine Mint, which is a great mint. But this is the Ram of Calvary coin. They make gold ones, and they do one. They had a 2023 and a 2024. I didn't look too heavy, but anyways, they also have the Tree of Life coin, the Roaring Lion, and the Sword of Truth. But so I found out that this, has a biblical Christian meaning to it, and that's what the Truth series is. So I can barely see it, and I know you're not going to see it on this. You'd probably have to go and look, but on the horn, there's micro print. You can see it with the naked eye, but it's kind of hard. But it says "to be saved," and that's in reference to Timothy chapter 2, verses 4. But they have a hidden, hidden writing on each coin in different places, and it's a part of the scripture from the Bible. And this is the Lamb of God that's on this coin. And so just thought that was really neat that it had biblical Christian meaning to it. And I'm going to give these for Christmas. So I'm really excited to give these to my family. And then the writing on the back that I thought was possibly Chinese, it's actually Hebrew, and it's Jesus in Hebrew, which is on top of the ram. But yeah, I looked these coins up, and another thing is I paid $42 for these. I think they were selling these at the time. A spot was $41, and I think these were like 59 cents over spot. And I looked today, and they are selling these for almost $56 a piece. So I've made almost $15, on these coins. Obviously, I won't make anything until I sell it, and obviously it's however much I'm able to sell it for. But I don't plan on selling them. Again, most of them are going to go for gifts. But just wanted to share that with you. I thought that was really neat. I had heard of the Truth series coins by SD Bullion, but I didn't. I like stuff that's more recognizable and all that kind of stuff. I've talked about that in the videos, but I just think it's really neat that I'm going to give those for Christmas, and I think my family's really going to like and enjoy them. Well, that was about all my notes. I'm going to try and be more consistent, no promises, with my videos, but now definitely that silver's on the move. I feel like I'm going to have more to talk about, because before it just was like, kind of sound like a broken record, even though I know I repeat a lot of stuff, but I also do that because I know I keep getting new people to the channel. So, even if one person comes to the channel and it's the first time for hearing this stuff, then I've done my job. But I'm just trying to spread my word about silver and security and preparations and what's coming. And I'm just trying to wake up as many people that I can. And I also do this at work. I do this with my friends, and just anyone that I come in contact with that wants to listen. I try and tell them about silver, because I think it's a good place to put your fiat to protect your wealth right now. So exciting times, scary times. Again, I think we're seeing spiritual warfare, and just make sure that you're walking close to God, making sure that you're training with this stuff, putting that back, your food, your water, first aid, all the stuff that we always talk about on this channel. But I'm going to leave it there. God bless everyone. Please be safe this week. There's a lot of bad stuff out there that I'm hearing that could happen in the country. We had a lot of tourists, if you know what I'm meaning, that have come across the border to possibly tour the country. So just be aware, be careful, watch your six. But that's it. Again, thank you for being here, liking, subscribing, sharing the videos, and until the next one, Texas Silver out.